Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. Evan J. Thomas here with the Better Listen Up with Evan J. Thomas Show. In today's show, we have Joey Arena of the band Outlier. He's going to be joining me here in a moment, so stick right here for a brand new episode. Well, here we go. I got Joey Arena here of the band Outlier. What's up, my man? How you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So you're out in Rochester, New York, is what you just told me. I'm in Chicago,
hmm
and football frenzy's going on right now with a lot of football signings. Are you into any sports outside of your music that you like?
Oh yeah, man. The it's been a wild day of free agency, 2 days so far. It's been really interesting. Um, I am from New York, but I am not any. I do not. I'm not a fan of any New York team. I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan through and through.
All right. Well, I thank you for that because I'm from Chicago and I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Hey, PA represent.
Yeah, there you go. So PA represent. That's funny because I was just in Pittsburgh last year checking out the city for the first time.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful city, man.
it
Beautiful
sure
city.
is. Beautiful city, and never been to Rochester, but eventually I'll get out that way. I've been to downtown New York and, Times Square and, the what is that, Lower Manhattan area. So it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting area out there. Now, football all aside, let's get into the music because that's what you do. That's what I do. That's what we all do here. So you have a brand new song out, and this is one of my like favorite songs of all time. Cypress Hill, rock superstar. You got Sendog from Cypress Hill to do this along with Hyro the Hero. I got to ask you how this all came about because there's got to be some back channels that, people kind of need would like to know about on how this all came about.
Yeah. It's so there. It was an easy connection. It's not honestly a really incredible story as much as you think it
Oh,
would
yeah.
be.
Okay.
But it's awesome in a sense of how organic it all came together, I guess. So, um, me and Sen have a mutual friend. He connected us, and he really just pitched the song to him, and Sen was just on board. It was pretty easy, um, to convince him. And then Hyro comes from a shared um, that came through my producer, and that was the connection. We were going through somebody else, like we were trying to find somebody who would be that third vocal, and we were going through a lot of names, man. And but once we wrote it and the energy of the part, we felt that Hyro was really the best person to
He
approach.
brings the energy, so you don't have to worry about that part.
Bro, he is an very underrated artist, man. And
I know.
and Hyro deserves a lot more attention than he gets. His stage presence is phenomenal. His energy is contagious. I mean, dude, we hit it off right out the gate. Like when we first met, I mean, we met on set for video or like the night before in like an Airbnb. We just like shared an Airbnb, and I walked in later, from the airport, from flying in, and like right out the gate, man, this guy is like a dude that's just felt like he's been your friend for a while, and he's just the dude brings the party, man. He's just a good guy. So
Yeah, so I've been able to interview him several times, so I kinda get the vibe.
well,
I've
there you
seen
go.
him live a couple times too, so you're exactly right. He brings it, he brings the party, he brings the vibe. The rest of his crew, the rest of his band also is a lot of fun to kinda hang around with as well. So
Absolutely.
those guys are just exciting to be with. So when he brings that energy to the video and everything, I saw that obviously Sendog was in the video as well, and that I read that he's got to stay in there for a bit, basically all day, spent time with you guys, and even came up with ideas. So, what all did he throw at you guys in terms of ideas for the video?
So he, I don't know if he like really necessarily threw ideas per se, but he was, uh, again, we originally, again, given Sen's status, not really knowing Sen that well. I didn't want to inconvenience him a lot. You know what I'm saying? I knew he could be doing probably better things with his time and his day. So the way we did it was just kind of like, hey, would you be willing to, to be in the video? And there was like just a mild stipulation of doing so. And it was just kind of like, cool, can we get you just for one location, even though we plan on shooting a few? Yeah, that's cool. Let's do that. So we set it up as to a specific time that sun would be rolling up, just so he wasn't standing waiting while, production and set is being set up and all that. Like um, I think because he saw the playback, he goes, well, shoot, let's go. You guys want to shoot more? We can shoot more. So I think he saw and he goes, oh, this is serious. Like they're putting some stuff into this. And so we the scene with the three of us at the top of like this, like I call it like a mini mountain out in like Red Rocks. We got him walking up a hill. It's hot, man. It's like early fall. Like it's early September as we're shooting this, so
Okay.
it's still hot. It's still hot out there. And poor guy's sweating. We're going up a hill, and he's just down for the cause. And he goes, "All right, is that good? You need anything else?" But he was kind of like pointing where, like he's like, "Yo, this is your song. Get in the front." Like so, things of that, and you could just tell, man, he's just a pro, man. You could just tell a guy like him. He's a seasoned vet. He knows how to look on camera, where to go, how to, just he just gets it. He's a professional without a doubt.
Yeah, and like you said, you got rock superstar, legendary dude right there to kinda play off of and just ask questions if you need to. And you've been in this game for a while now, so you kinda know how things go. When you put together a video, I like how aesthetically pleasing and lit up it is. Do you kinda have an idea going into doing a video shoot for the song for each song that you do, or do you kinda just collaborate with people on how this all comes together?
Yeah, so I usually come up with the majority of our ideas with music videos. I want to write film one day. I want to. Rob Zombie's kind of living out my dream. That's like my
Yeah,
goal.
yep,
Um, so I try to do with what we can. You got average 3 minutes 30 seconds. So you're trying to cram as much storyline as possible. Um, I'm not too fond of just like the performance aspect of like just a performance piece of a music video. It's got to be visually enticing. It's got to just be like stimulating. It's got to maybe push the envelope a little bit. And I like to have fun with it. And no matter the director that I've used, I really put forth a lot into it. And and I kind of like lean on them a little bit to bring that vision to life. So the guys I've worked with are great. I mean, I usually work with Tom Flynn since our song Living Dead and On. And Tom and I have a good relationship. I bring a lot of stuff to the table, and he'll kind of like help organize some of my thoughts, or just kind of go, we should go practical effects with this, or we'll go CGI with that. And, um, try to work within a budget. And that's the other thing, too, is I'm a big fan of like all horror. Um,
okay.
and I have a lot of respect for the cult classics that started on small budget and like ended up going big places with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the concept that spoke beyond the dollar, and how the production. It just tells you like a good movie is going to be a good movie, regardless of whatever the budget could be on that. So
Exactly, or it'll just be a B or C movie and just be
right,
crappy and not have a budget to it, so there you go.
exactly,
You know,
exactly,
you have different ways around it, yeah, especially if you have somewhat of a budget. Obviously, being a fan of Kevin Smith and seeing his early Clerks, obviously, that's not horror, but you know what I'm talking about in
I
terms of
love
not having
Clerks.
a budget.
Clerks 2 is the best, man.
Clerks 2 is amazing, but
The
the
best.
first one for sure, obviously, that one
Oh
takes it
yeah.
for me, but, yeah, not having a budget and going into this. So, getting into the budget about doing things, I find out I'm a music publicist, I run a magazine, I run a record label. So, what I find is obviously money kind of drives the music industry, even as a up and coming band or even established band. What do you find
Sure.
is the most hardest thing to kind of come up with, in terms of getting that budget together just to be able to do everything you're doing, the recording, the videos, the touring? Where does this all kind of work out for you in terms of getting all that done?
Um, so I'm a business guy, and I try to so I build a lot of relationships. I'm a kind of like a loyalist to a fault. Um, I've released on labels in the past, and I kind of just know the inner workings, the important pieces of a label.
Mhm.
And labels can be beneficial for sure, but there are labels that are some of them are just credit cards with high interest rate, like 50%. So it's kind of like I can make a dollar go a long way is kind of what it is. Like I've built some sets for previous music videos in the past, like literally got in the day before, and I'm like, building walls and painting them and putting them up, and like
Wow.
to save like thousands of dollars and stuff. Um, so like I will get my hands dirty on the set design. I will get my hands dirty, whatever it is to help save a dollar. Um, and to help everybody, but where the team that I'm working with or whoever we are hiring out is still also happy because it is a business at the end of the day, and I don't want them to feel shortchanged by any means. So I always respect whatever they, put out as far as what they can, this is what I can do for you type of thing. But I think loyalty is really how you build those relationships, and when you get loyalty out of it, that you get a returning client. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if anybody I work with, if they're smart business people, they'll make more money in the long haul on me. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you're nearsighted with it, then you're going to bop them over the head with one big dollar amount, and good luck with them coming back because there's always somebody out there, especially now, somebody will always do it for cheaper and like still have good quality. I mean, because it's these, it's all at our fingertips now. These programs, the software, the cameras on the new iPhone and
It's super cool.
Galaxies, they're just getting crazy, man.
Yeah.
So if you're like very savvy with editing and you just got an eye for it, I mean, dude, like my first EP, the first Outlier record was recorded in a studio apartment in Cleveland, Ohio. Like literally, we're standing on each other right in front of his bed, and I'm like, screaming in this mic, and he's right next to me, like right there, and we're like yelling, and his apartment complex is flipping out, like they're pounding on the walls half the time, but like and at that time when that was being done, the production was so good on it. And I remember him mixing on a pair of skull candies. It's just like when you like look
It's
back on it,
crazy.
yeah, like I mean, going back, I'm sure you could critique the mixes now, but like at that point, at that time, I've recorded in like $500,000 studios, and I tell you what, it's the guy in the chair, man.
Oh, it totally
It's the
is.
talent in the seat, not what's around them and stuff like that. And it's just I laugh about that. I'm so glad that I experienced that because that's again my appreciation for the hands-on, the intimate setting. You get to uh, build that relationship and that core memory, and you really get to make the dollar, kind of just go as far as possible and stuff like that. So.
Gotcha. And I was going to bring up while you were just saying you've been in those $1 million studios, you've done it in somebody's bedroom. What is your take on bands, especially up and coming bands who do their own self recording and self producing and actually don't have a producer telling them what sounds good and what doesn't? What is your take on that? Excuse me.
So when I was younger, I had a little bit more of an elitist mindset when I was younger. I had to write it all. I can't like, uh, not that I wasn't open to feedback, but I felt that I was selling myself short as a musician if I didn't write the song from start to finish. Like somebody's gonna come after me and go, he doesn't write his own music, or like I don't know. I just never wanted to have that finger pointed at me when I was younger, so I kind of had a little bit of like an elite. But I've always been a songwriter, though. I've always written for all of my bands. I write for other bands now too. Like I like writing. I really do. I love writing, formulating, and just structure. Just putting the structure together and like having things like make sense and like whatever. So I write a lot of stuff in my head, but at a point now, we live in a world where, they I'm late to this party, but we live in a world now where they want consistency, right? So like you got to feed the algorithm for the DSPs and all that. So consistency, dropping every 4 to 6 weeks. It's like, but that the problem with that is this is why I hear personally, and it's not a dig at the bands, but this is why everything's sounding the same because everybody's taking a shortcut. And it's like, well, it's working for them, so I'm going to do this. And
Bingo.
now we're doing it visually. How many masked bands are popping up left and right? Not a dig to masked bands. I'm friends with a lot of them. But
Same here.
why are you doing it? What gave you the idea? Because you weren't doing it a few years ago. Was it because it works for this band or that band? So now you're doing it? Like you feel that it helps crutch this like this area you're like whatever it is, it's like we just live in this cycle now where a lot of artists are hopping on these trends and these fads and stuff like that, and
Yep.
that's not what I'm about. I mean, I named the band Outlier many 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 moons ago because of that. Like that's who I am as a person. I've always felt like a misfit, as in like I don't like if you do it because you love it, that's fine, but I have a hard time believing that every band that is doing these trends does it because they genuinely love it. Like I think they're doing it because it's cool right now, and this is just what it is.
I agree.
Um, the amount of metalcore bands that went over to active rock, but yet when Warped Tour was consistent, you were a metalcore band the whole time. With so it's kind of like I know I'm like venturing off on this, but again, I think that this whole need to keep feeding these things. It's creating a little bit there's an urgency behind it all. And I think it's making musicians instead of like slow down and focus on quality over quantity, they're really just putting things out, hopping on the trend. Oh, this is going to be the next big thing, so I got to be a part of this. So I think it's congesting the musician themselves, and I think that it's good to have when you're writing. I mean, if you could do it all yourself and you're just like a prodigy, go for it, whatever. I personally know, and I work with minds that are far more intelligent and talented than mine. And I like feedback. I like growing. The only way I can grow is by bouncing ideas off of people that I respect, that I fully think that are more talented than me. And it allows me to grow and think, oh, I didn't think that. That's really cool. I like that approach. I didn't think of that idea. And music is art, and art is never complete, but you have to get the song out. So eventually it has to get to a place of good, like good enough. You know what I'm saying? And that's only on you to like do that. I would never be able to self-produce myself or anything like that. I'm too hard on myself as it is, and I would put nothing out. Like I would never do it. I feel like
Like,
this still isn't good enough. Yep,
crap, I
exactly.
can't do it.
Ex-
You actually came up with a this is something I talk to bands that I work with all the time, the copy and paste mentality,
Yep.
especially now. And I don't know if it's because of excuse me, AI, ChatGPT, whatever it is, but I find way, way too many bands right now doing the exact same thing with the flow and everything, and just how it's become mainstream now. So, I still want bands that I work with that are creative, that actually are away from that and
Right.
kinda get that. So, where do you see, especially with how AI is kinda coming up and taking over a lot of stuff, I even wrote an article for my magazine, "AI will never take over human music," just because the fact that when you're live or when you're doing this, it's all about passion and the personality that's backing it. So when you see people doing this AI music and whatnot, how do you see that progressing into the future? Would you use it as a tool, or how would you, or you just don't even care about using it at all?
Um. So
I know it's
I,
a many
I
layered question there, so
No, 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 no. I think people who create artificial bands, period, that have no musical talent whatsoever or are very novice, and instead of trying to be better at their craft and like really just, building their talent and, growing in that space. If you fully lean on it, then yeah, I mean, if you could look at yourself in the mirror, then excuse my French, you're a sociopath. But
Yeah,
like,
where you're
you're
good.
okay. But like, I think that like, if you can lie to yourself and you're okay with that, you're a special case of, I don't know, that like, it's almost like sociopathic to me. So like, it's you believe your own bullshit, so but I do believe that there's a gray area for everything, you know what I'm saying. Can it be used as a tool? Sure. Have I used it personally? No. But have I, when my producer and I say, like, I have one in Chicago or I have one in Nashville, like I have guys that I co-write with like all over the country, and they may not be vocalists, so they will sing a low octave of it, and they might run it through AI to kick it up like a high octave, like I hear you going
Ah,
like this. So if we write the vocals out and they lay a scratch and they use AI to just manipulate it like that, I mean, we're not releasing it like that, but it's a tool at that point, you know what I'm saying.
exactly.
So do I think that that's cheating? No, because I'm doing the work. I'm tracking the vocal. Like the vocal is mine. It will be my emotion, my character, my imperfections. It will be me. Um, can it help get the idea across? And yeah, for sure. But as far as these AI artists, I mean, first off, shame on the DSPs that are doing that, honestly, and refunneling their own money. That's got to be some sort of fraudulent thing that I don't know about yet, but it's got to be some sort of like self laundering scheme or like front. I'm sure there's a gray area for that. It could be legal. It also could be illegal. I don't know where that is, but it's weird that you're like creating it, releasing it, paying yourself back out of the money you get from advertisements. It's
Yeah,
just it's dirty. It's a dirty thing to do. And it just also tells you that they don't really care about the musicianship. They don't care about the musician who
exactly.
spends all their dollar, that sacrifices everything and like literally is pouring themselves into their music, praying just to get it out there for people to hear it. But meanwhile, they'll expedite and manipulate their own algorithm to push their AI, artists. And then, oh, they got like a million monthly listeners. No shit. When you control the system, the economy of it all, you
Exactly.
can bump it up. It's like that's not impressive. And then we already know people are easily manipulated, no matter what it is. So like they're gonna, oh, this is cool. Yeah, like I hear like, especially on TikTok, you'll see these girls like, and like guys, like they're doing it to like they're singing this AI music, and I'm like, there's no emotion. The lyrics barely like
Exactly.
it, and I'm like, what are we
There's no
doing?
story. There's no human element to the story. It's baseless. And if somebody's gonna go out there and sing it live, it's like Milli Vanilli, just
That's it.
mouthing words. I mean,
That's
it's
it.
exactly that. So
I,
it,
I'm not gonna lie. People who do it need, they like, not people who that like the people that sing it emotionally on TikTok. I'm not saying that, but any artist who does it, they need to get decked in the face. It's just simple as that. Like you need to get humbled out. You need to like get your computer removed and maybe even searched. You might even be a creep at that point. Like just come on, dude, stop. Like just stay in your lane, find a different talent. Like it's just like I don't know, man. I'm not fond of that. It's removing the emotional element that everybody like that your fans will latch onto. My most vulnerable,
exactly.
when I learn to become more vulnerable and write more from the heart stuff, I found more fans really relating to my stuff more. That you'll never get from AI. AI lyrics are just terrible as it is. It's like a literally like,
Basic.
dude, basic, and it's like cat, bat, like that. The rhymes are just so generic. Like it's just terrible. Like how can you relate to any of it? But it's like, but it's mimicking these vocalists, like the dude from Architects or Chris Motionless, or like it's mimicking these guys that can already do these vocal these vocal characters that these people are like, oh, I feel that when you sing it. Like go listen to these bands. They all have these
They have
songs.
exactly
Like,
that. Yeah, because I just had a conversation last week with the band Lilac. I don't know if you know who they are, if you've ever met them. Uh,
oh, I know they're
Lease and Oscar.
the drummer. I know that. Well, I know the drummer that just filled in for them, Lee.
Okay. So we
Okay.
had a conversation, and we really didn't talk about the AI thing, but it was about their growing up and like how their lyrics and their songwriting is their experiences. And they had some horrific experiences. You can't fake that shit.
Right.
So, and that's
Right.
how you bring in fans too. So, just last night, I was out and I saw the Funeral Portrait, I Prevail, and 3 Days Grace. And
Nice.
those, all three of those bands have just different personalities that come out.
Yep.
And to be able to be a fan of them, you kind of have to engage with them too. A couple of my favorite bands of all time, Foo Fighters and Shinedown, they
Yep.
write to the heart, man. So it's like that's the emotional connection that music has with people. And with AI, it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I look at it there.
It is, man. It really is. So, where will it go? I don't know, but it needs to be called out. I think that musicians need to stop rolling. There's a lot of musicians that will roll over belly up, and they did it during Napster, and they're like, oh, making fun of Lars. Yeah, now we're crying because we don't even get a full penny per stream.
Exactly.
So maybe musicians need to start banding together and looking at it as us versus them. That's the problem, but nobody's willing to do that because everybody wants to. They're so scared of, like, the people that are calling the shots that have no musical ability. They have no music talent, and, like, we hold the power. The musician holds the power. Guess what? You don't show up to play that show, nobody's going to that show. That venue ain't going to be around. Like, that,
Exactly.
like, we have the art. We create the art. I mean, I always say it. We're the first to pay out and we're the last to be paid. I mean,
Wow,
musicians just, dude, I'm a business guy, bro. I'm business. I have a business. Like, musicians lack a business mindset. Not all. Most musicians lack
many
a
musicians.
because they have a creative mindset, so they come from a good place, um, and that's why most of them end up hating their record contracts because they don't understand the business side,
They
or they
get
got a
screwed.
bad lawyer who didn't explain it to them, whatever the reasons may be. But musicians need to start banding together. They need to take their power back, and they need to just understand that, like, yo, we have more control over this than we think. And it's just a matter of us kind of speaking out, and kind of just rebelling a little bit, and whatever that is, whether it's resisting putting it on these platforms, or, like, whatever it is. I mean, if you want to resist certain platforms because you feel that strongly about it, like, and you're making enough money elsewhere, then, like, so be it. But, as far as a lot of us growing artists, we'll take what we can get, I guess. But eventually there's got to be a point where you just kind of go, dude, enough's enough, man. Like, if we can't get a penny per stream, like,
It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
but all the people that work there, and the CEOs can make stupid money, like, they're making money off of you, like, that much money off of you. And again, they have a business, they should make money off of you. I get it. To run a business,
But
you got to
so do
create.
you.
But so do you. That's how you get your longevity out of being a creative mind, and sucks.
So I think you just named your next cover if you were to do one. You're gonna do Public Enemy with Chuck D, Take the Power Back.
Oh yeah, dude, so good, so
Wouldn't
good,
that be amazing to do something with Chuck D in
bro.
that?
Don't test me. I might even try to go that route. Who knows with me?
I mean, if you do, I just want a little bit of name credit. Be like,
Absolutely,
all right,
absolutely.
Evan told me to do this. This is what's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
You had brought something up a little earlier about relationships with people and said how people do things for cheaper. Yes, they do. But in this industry, we know that cheaper doesn't always mean better.
Correct.
We also know that cheaper also means some people are just bullshit and will take your money because they're cheaper and
Right.
will fuck you around regardless. And I hear
For
this
sure.
as a publicist all the time. So do you give any advice for people that, kind of have that mentality that they want cheaper, but then they get screwed and then it's like, what do they do?
Yeah, so I was speaking more from the visual end of it all, where
Yeah,
you
I
can
know.
actually.
But I kind of played off of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. No, but you're absolutely right though, because you can sometimes find cheaper publicists. You can find cheaper, um, like you get these managers that do retainers, and like you could always find something somewhere
yep.
like that. Um, so yeah, when you can see the director's work, you kind of get an idea what their quality is, and then you go based on that. But so I'm sorry, I want to answer your question again. So what's my advice towards other musicians as far as
So
what?
so basically, I'm just gonna say, do your research.
Yeah,
That's
so
kind of the way to do it.
I was just gonna say like that right there, that would have been my answer anyways, if this is like a general thing. Really, like the proof is in the pudding.
Mhm,
There's a lot of people in this industry that they do this so much and they do very little walking.
mhm,
And I think the biggest thing is with music, you can look at uh, the resume a little bit, and who you've worked with, who's a returning client too. Nonetheless, I mean, you could get lucky, work with them one time, but they might not return because the results weren't really there. And I try to give people a couple shots before I make that decision, because you can't always. I'm always quick to point the finger at myself before I point it at somebody else. So I make sure, like my team, for instance, I need to provide them with the right tools and essentials. I don't lean on my team. I lean on them to do their job, and that's it. But I lean up more on myself to provide them with the quality to represent and shop that thing out. If they can't do it with me after a handful of times, I'm like, all right, maybe you've exhausted your resources and it's just not working. We can shake hands, and just go our own way, like amicably,
yeah.
and I'll reach
Business
out on the
professional.
holidays and see how you're doing. But like,
Business for professional, that's how I always say it.
absolutely, man, absolutely. And I think that what may work for somebody may not work for you. Like honestly, too, there's so many factors in it. Sometimes it's just luck and timing, which is just outside of all of our control. So, um, but yeah. So
Okay,
just
so there's that answer. Let's get into you have more new music coming out in the near future.
yes. No release date as of the moment here, but we are hyping for new music. And like I said, this is the year of consistency for us. So
Cool,
uh, I've been in the studio all week. I'm going down to Nashville next week to be in the studio. I'm constantly writing, so I'm here to bring the heat this year.
nice. And what I see is a little tour starting April 21st in Cleveland.
Yes, sir. So we're going out with our friends in Silent Theory and Discrepancies. Um,
Oh, nice. Okay, I know some of the guys in both bands.
yeah, yeah, great dudes, man. We're really excited about this like package as a complete. Everybody's awesome. This would be our second run with Silent Theory. So it starts in Texas, but we're getting ourselves down, with a Cleveland stop and then 2 days of driving. And then it starts, I believe, in Houston or Dallas. I can't remember, in Texas.
Houston.
And then
I'm looking at it right.
Houston.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we work our way up the West Coast, and then we got some dates coming back, and we got a Chicago date
Yeah,
actually.
I see that, right. Actually, I was just there the other night at the same venue, the West Chicago Social Club,
Yeah,
for Butcher Babies, Lilac, and Eva Under Fire. So
yeah.
my goal is to be there for your show, so that way, I can photograph you and also meet you in person.
Oh, that'd be great, man. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
see that, and then, you're finishing up at, in Cadillac, Michigan, I think, what's the name of the place that's there? Shit, I forgot
the,
that
the
venue.
venue, the venue Cadillac.
Yeah, there you go, it's called The Venue.
The
Holy
venue, yep, yep. Or the venue event center. Yeah, dude, they're so all the venues we're hitting, we have really good relationships with all of them, which I love. Like as far as our headline dates to and from Foundry, again in Cleveland. Like these places are places we consider like second homes. The venue in Cadillac is so hospitable. I absolutely love them over there. They're great people, and West Chicago's great too. It's one of my favorite sounding venues too. When I'm on
They
stage,
do
I get.
have great sound. It sucks to photograph there, but great
I'm
sound.
sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm a guy that like I like to feel the rumble under my feet. And every time we play there, I'm like, yes. They just know how to juice that sub up for me. And I love
No
the rumble.
photo pit. I have to shoot from the crowd, which sucks, but
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
usually it's a lot darker than normal. But you know, I can bump up my camera a little bit. But yeah, it'll be cool to see you guys finally in person too when you come to Chicago. And that is again on May 13th in West Chicago at the West Chicago Social Club. That tour starts, and like you said, it starts going to be in Cleveland on April 21st, but then you're going to be in Houston for after a 3-day drive on the
Yep.
24th. And then you
Yep.
got the new music. So you got that out. And then you got obviously the brand new song that just was recently released that is spinning on my radio station, the Badass Radio Network. So
Thank you.
that is Rock Superstar along with Sendog and Hyro the Hero. And Joey, man, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Evan, thank you for having me, man. And
Anything
thank you.
else you'd like to promote or throw out there?
I don't know, man. You asked a lot of great questions. You asked all the, what's in the future. Just working on more tours. We'll have some stuff if we don't see you on this run. I know we're working on an East Coast run as well. I
Nice.
know we've been asked to come back that way too. So just look out for more dates.
Any bands that you want to tour with that you haven't yet?
Oh man, how much
I mean,
time do we
there's
have?
probably a lot, but I mean, like, give me like 2 or 3 right now that you
Well, I want to I want to legit tour with my friends in Motionless in White. That would be awesome. I mean, we did Apocalypse Fest, which was absolutely fucking amazing. Um, but to go out on the road with them would be sick. I would love to go out with Limp Bizkit
well, who
and
wouldn't? I mean, dude,
Corn. Um,
hey, that's some old
'Cause
school shit. That's my era right there. That's
dude, the OGs, man. Just I want to go out with the OGs, bro. That's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? How much, while they're still touring, I want to take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? And
you gotta do
then,
Fred Durst with the white beard and the dad hat,
dude,
you know.
so it would be so rad. It would be so rad. Obviously, my dream tour was, like would be Metallica for sure. When Ice Nine went out with Metallica, I text Spencer immediately. I'm like, bro, you're like literally living out my dream tour. And then when it was like them with Biscuit and Metallica, I'm
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
like what the fuck, man? So I was like, I was really really stoked for him on that. Just
Hopefully
because
Spencer at least hooked you up with some tickets or something.
I couldn't go on the date, dude. I was touring, and I think that run. There was one of the runs where it was not near me, and I was already out on the road, which
Oh,
sucks.
yeah.
But I enjoyed it from afar. It was dope seeing them do that, and it was what's more dope is that Metallica did that. You know what I'm saying? Metallica took out a band like that instead of like I mean the amount of gatekeeping that it like goes on.
Oh,
Them doing that makes Metallica. I mean they're already one of my favorite bands. That makes me love them even more because
well,
of
if
it
you
all.
think about it, the shit that I think Metallica and Fred went through back in the early 2000s, and they kind of make amends and have them on that
Oh
tour.
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, yeah. That's oh shit, I forgot about that. Wow.
I mean,
Yep.
Fred used to talk shit about Metallica and the whole Napster thing because they were into Napster and they weren't. So, you know, I remember what was it? Lars rolling his eyes at one of the I think it was MTV Movie Awards back in 2000 or something like that. I'm dating myself. I know I am,
Sure.
but
Sure.
that's fine. But yeah, the fact, like you said, the gatekeeping is there, but they let they let this happen. So that was awesome. So
Right.
there you go. So you
Absolutely.
have Metallica, obviously Motionless in White, Limp Bizkit, Corn. You know some of the best of the best.
Insert Slipknot, rest of the OGs. I
Sure.
mean, dude, if Orgy makes, like if I don't even care wherever they're at. I would
He
love to see.
might be coming back, and you know somebody that might be in that band too that you and I are both friends with.
Yeah. Yep.
So you might
Yep.
have to reach out to him because the last time I talked to him, he said it's very possible this year. I'm not gonna mention his name, but I think you know who I know.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, man. Power
And I
Man,
work, yeah,
Power Man 5000, bro. All that shit. I grew up on all that shit, man. So
yeah.
like that all of that. I love when Rob Zombie took Power Man out. You know what I'm saying? Like it was cool to see.
But it's his brother too.
I know, and I feel like it was a little long overdue. So it was cool
Yeah,
to see it finally happen. You know what I mean? Because Power Man kept trucking, and
yeah, they
you
did.
know, full respect to them. You know what I'm saying? They're for continuing on, and then like,
They've been touring like nonstop for years
dude,
because I saw them back in 2010.
yep, yep.
Photographed them, and they didn't really have any new music out. They were just churning it out. They're just going and going, and even to this date, they're still doing stuff. I'm gonna be working a festival that they're gonna be playing in August, so
Dude,
I'm
they could play when worlds collide from beginning to end, and that's all they really need to
It's
do.
that
Oh,
first album,
so
Neck
good.
Bone to Backbone. You got that whole thing right
Oh,
there.
yep,
So,
yep, yep,
what is it? 1,000 Miles of Texas. Forgot
yep,
the name of that song. 50,000 miles, whatever it is.
yep.
But Joey, make sure, and I'm going to do the old man thing. Make sure you follow them on the socials there, Outlier. Is it still OV or is it OU?
The OV is a thing of the past now. We have officially rebranded with
Uh,
OU
You should have told me that
TLIER.
before I had the wrong name up there once again.
It's all good, man. The SEO brings everything together. So
Well, look at that. I just changed it for you. Now it's Outlier.
there we go.
Because it is hard to make sure, especially if you don't know that it's a V. If you're looking it up on social media, you can't find you.
I know, I know. The some of the things will bring it in together now. The OVTLIER and the OUTLIER will bring it, like, if you go on our Instagram, you can type in either or and it'll bring it
And
up.
they'll come up. Yeah.
Same thing with Facebook too. So
Cool.
yeah, and as far as Twitter and TikTok, it's just Outlier Sucks with a U. So
There you go.
those are our handles.
Oh, I just realized too that I got rid of the T on that last one also. So
There we go.
oh my God. I must be a moron not paying attention to what I'm even putting up here.
It's quick, man.
So,
It's quick
yeah,
typing.
got it. But yeah, make sure you guys check out Outlier on their upcoming tour. They have a new album coming out. The new song is out now. And Joey, man, I'll be seeing you on the road.
Ivan, thank you, man. I look forward to seeing you, man. See ya.
Until next time, rock
Bye.
on.